Gaea Global Technologies has developed an Oracle blockchain platform to address the DSCSA for 2023. Our core supply chain heritage enables Gaea to create a robust, scalable Oracle OTM GTM blockchain platform to meet your organization's unique requirements. On November 27, 2013, lawmakers signed the Drug Quality and Security Act, H.R. 3204, into law to better protect patients within the U.S. prescription drug supply chain. Title II of the Act, the Drug Supply Chain Security Act, DSCSA, has had the most far-reaching impact to the biopharma industry. It established a national system for tracing pharmaceutical products through the supply chain and set national licensing standards for wholesale distributors and third-party logistics providers. Until now, the U.S. was the only country that did not require pharmaceutical manufacturers to provide a centralized database on drugs produced in the U.S. with serialization. Under Title II, the DSCSA requires 4 key elements on a 2-dimensional barcode that address the 3 T's and must be kept for 6 years. The product identifier must be both human and machine readable. A 2D barcode must be included on the package, and either a 2D or linear barcode is required on the case. Manufacturers must maintain the product identifier information for 6 years after the date of the transaction. The 4 key elements for the 2D barcode are the Global Trade Identification Number, GTIN, serial number, SNI, lot or batch number, and expiration date. The key requirement, the FDA is requiring all information to be kept on an interoperable database system that will track prescription drugs in real time. Currently, blockchain fits this requirement. When the DSCSA goes into full effect in 2023, all this information must be tracked at the individual unit level, regardless of the volume. As anyone can see, this creates an enormous amount of complexity to your supply chain. To further this complexity, the US allows units of pills to be shipped in a package of 30, 60, 90, etc., individual bottles by the distributors to pharmacies, individual practitioners, hospitals, care units, etc. So if the pharmacist or designated prescriber breaks out that particular 100-unit bottle to a 20-pill prescription bottle, that unique serial number has to be tracked to that particular prescription bottle. As you can see in this diagram, there are multiple touch points where key data can be lost. Compounding with 80% of today's major pharmaceuticals still using traditional or relational databases in their supply chain, resulting in decades of failing to protect the public. Currently, 17% of U.S. prescription drugs are dispensed incorrectly. With no existing shared global database, human error is harder to catch, causing both a financial and human impact toll. Counterfeiters are able to use spoofing techniques to launch and introduce counterfeit drugs into the U.S. market. The industry is currently made up of 450 plus manufacturers, 1,000 plus CMOs, 10 plus CPLs, 20 plus wholesalers, and over 60,000 dispensers in the U.S. alone. The returns in the resaleable prescriptions were identified as the primary avenue to introduce counterfeit medicine into the U.S. supply chain, and this is why the FDA inserted the 24-hour rule. EDI could be used, but it's too slow and costly, where the industry is adopting a sub-second scan that immediately verifies the unique serial number. If not, this product or carton of medicine has to be taken out of the supply chain. As stated earlier, the financial and human impacts are off the charts. Our solution includes a blockchain and IoT-driven integration to solve these necessities. These insights will come from sharing data and information to predict diseases and treating these diseases with key indicators for wellness. The challenges that we see achieving these goals reside in security. As organizations move to the cloud, they must protect their patients' privacy, and with all this data in one place, before you can start sharing information with third-party recruiting facilities for potential clinical patient trials, your intellectual property and research, along with additional data, so the big hurdle is how safe is your data. With the Oracle blockchain, this platform will allow organizations to securely share vital patient information in a controlled and safe environment that can accelerate your time to market. ERP cloud applications along with blockchain allows us to model any and all scenarios tailored to each business use case. The flow you will see today will demonstrate how blockchain can make logistics more efficient and transparent by facilitating product provenance and shipment tracking, speed up payments processing, and ensure environmental controls. This demo includes quite a few integrated systems, including Oracle SCM Cloud, Gaea's Cloud Label Service Solution for automated printing, Oracle Transportation Management, Oracle Global Trade Management, and Oracle Blockchain Database. In addition to the blockchain database, we have included a web-based dashboard that pulls data from the database to help visualize each transaction within the flow, different metrics related to specific areas of the supply chain, smart contract details, and unique view based on who is viewing the data. The business scenario depicts a pharmaceutical manufacturer going through the steps and processes to source raw materials, manufacture their drug, ship their drug to an end customer, and finally for that end customer to receive the product. The first part of the demo jumps into Oracle SCM Cloud and is related to Supplier 1. Supplier 1 to the pharma company produces pill bottles to ship against a purchase order. We start off by creating a work order for the bottles. After work creation, we will release the job and begin work order picking. You will see the raw materials used and the data on raw material provenance will be integrated to blockchain so all parties can confirm this information at any time after the work order is completed. The final step after whip picking is to complete the work order. Upon work order completion, two pieces of integration are kicked off. First, a web service call from SCM Cloud is made to Cloud Label Service, also known as CLS. CLS is a cloud-based label management and printing application to assist companies with automated printing of labels based on business events. Here you will see, for demo purposes, that an email was generated by the web service call to CLS to print a label for the whip completion of the bottle. The QR code on the label can be used to directly link to the blockchain dashboard to begin to visualize data and transactions as they are populated in the database. The second web service is from SCM Cloud to the blockchain database. Relevant details are captured for the supplier and manufacturing to refer to as needed at any time. The flow diagram shows that all transactions are integrated with the blockchain database, allowing users within the entire supply chain to store, track, and refer to the data. After the whip completion of the bottles, the supplier would package the material and ship the supplies to the manufacturer. When the manufacturer receives all of their relevant supplies, they will then begin to manufacture their particular drug. A series of transactions, both physically and systematically, would be performed, all sending data to blockchain. Once the drug is completed, it will reside on the finished goods shelf until demand is recognized for that product. At this time, an order will be created and shipped to the end customer. Next, in Oracle SCM Cloud, we will review the sales order that was created for the drug. The manufacturer will then release the order and pick the components. Finally, the order will be ship confirmed and ready for physical transport to the customer. At this time of ship confirmation, a web service from SCM Cloud to blockchain will again capture the order details and data. The dashboard will be updated with all relevant details, and we can view the information as the manufacturer. Along with sending data to blockchain, SCM Cloud also integrates with Oracle Transportation Management to reflect all shipping-related activities. In the next section, we are going to talk about the transportation of the drug using Oracle Transportation Management Cloud, which would be referred to as OTM, OTM Mobile, Global Trade Management called as GTM, IoT, and blockchain applications. As seen in the slide, we are shipping the drug from Denver Plant, USA to Rossmann Drug Store, Germany, with 2 stops at the Port of Houston and Port of Bremerhaven using truckload and ocean vessels. Once OTM receives the sales order, order number 50, from the front-end application, which, in this scenario, is SCM Fusion, OTM plans the order into shipments. IoT sensors in the refrigerated truck and ocean vessels record the temperatures of the refrigerator holding the drug and sends the recorded temperature automatically to OTM. The received data at each reading is sent real-time to blockchain. Since we are exporting out of the United States to Europe, to ensure trade compliance, Oracle GTM will perform compliance screening against items, drugs in this scenario, parties, and the country involved. Let me take you to demo where I will be showing OTM and GTM applications. This is the OTM Cloud application. As discussed earlier, OTM plans order number 50 into 3 different shipments for each mode of transportation. You can see the source as Denver Plant and destination as Rossman Drugstore. Let me open the shipment management screen. These are the shipments generated for each leg of the transportation. As you can see, we have a different service provider for each of the shipment, transportation mode, tendering status, actual cost, estimated start time, arrival time at each stop, and equipment involved. For shipment 10015, this is the 3D view of what is inside the truck. We can modify the orientation of the crate and pallet by visually looking at it. We can also see the visual map of the shipment in OTM map view. As you can see here, shipment is going from Denver to Berlin Drugstore. Now, let's talk about global trade management. Before the driver picks up the shipment, GTM must give a green signal to go ahead with the transportation. This means GTM must screen the shipment. Now, what do you mean exactly by screening? Screening is a process whereby each individual or company with whom you are planning to do business is screened against the restricted party list to check whether you can conduct business with them. Typically, the restricted parties are mainly countries subject to embargoes and persons, businesses, and organizations subject to financial sanctions. The U.S. and other regional, unilateral, and multilateral agencies periodically publish lists of entities that are marked as restricted parties. GTM provides functionality to download this list from any third-party data content provider and perform screening of involved parties against the list of restricted parties identified by the government. OTM creates a GTM transaction declaration as soon as an order is created. Let's search using the order number as 50. Here is the transaction that got created. As you can see, the corresponding order number 50 is linked here. If we drill down into the GTM line level, you can see the drug ID, which is KM_0705. Drug description, drug for cold and flu. Country of origin and country of manufactured as USA, and all the involved parties. As soon as the GTM transaction is created, GTM automatically classifies the items and assigns a corresponding classification code to the item. As you can see, ECCN US classification 1A001 is assigned to the drug item. It also performed restricted party and sanctions territory screening. Status shows RPLS passed. We can see in the screening results section that no records are found for the parties. This means no records exist in the restricted database. Now it sends a signal back to OTM that the shipment is cleared the screening and can be shipped now. Let me give an example of what happens if GTM encounters a restricted party or country. Here I will take a record with first name as Peter and last name as Andre, and country is North Korea. Let us see what happens if I screen this. The RPLS results has a big match as shown here. It also shows you the agency which is involved in the restricted party record. If you see the results, it will show you on which areas of the record the match is found. In this scenario, first name, last name, and country. So this is a restricted party record that is matched to. So GTM immediately puts a regulatory hold on the shipment, and the shipment will not move forward. Let's go back to the OTM screen. We will work on the last shipment 10015. We use OTM Mobile to record the actual arrival and departure times from the driver. At this time, IoT sensors sent the data at each stop. OTM Mobile is one of the ways for the drivers to log the timestamp actuals. Drivers and driver managers can also log these data using OTM Supplier Portal. Let me open the OTM mobile app from my phone. The driver logs on using supplied credentials. This is the home screen of the mobile app. The driver can see info like tendered shipments and exceptions on his delivery. He can also add shipments as favorites. The driver can only see related shipments assigned to him. These are the list of accepted shipments. As you can see, the shipment 10015 has planned and estimated arrival timestamps mentioned. The driver updates the actual timestamps once he reaches a destination. To add an event, select event type which is arrived at stop location, today's timestamp, take necessary pictures, take POD, signature at the destination, and submit. The data goes to blockchain automatically through integration, which we will show you in a minute. An email goes to the involved parties as soon as a timestamp or any kind of change is made to a shipment. In the OTM screen, as you can see, the data that was entered in the mobile is automatically updated on the shipment stops and shipment status changes to en route completed, which means the driver has delivered the shipment. The signature is captured under the document section and the remark entered on OTM mobile is captured here. So, when shipment is arrived at a certain stop, data is reconciled in real time to assure the terms and conditions, including temperature analysis. Now that the driver has delivered the shipment, let's see what data is being sent to blockchain until now. If I refresh the blockchain console, you can see all the shipping history data is populated. It shows shipment details, locations, timestamps of arrival and departure, IoT sensor temperature readings at each stop and location, and the quantity received by the drugstore. At the bottom section, you can see the classification code and GTM screening results populated for a regulatory purpose. If you move to the next tab, you can see all the temperatures being recorded at each stop. Now the allowed temperature, i.e. between 10 and 15 degrees Fahrenheit, hence you can see all the readings are within the threshold. If we go to the Smart Contract tab, here you can see all the required conditions to be met before the smart contract can be executed. In this demo, we have three main conditions. 1. Allowed temperature from IoT sensor should be between the threshold of 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit, which is met at average temperature reading is 13 degrees. 2. Committed delivery date range between 9:01 and 9:30/2020, which is also met with the actual delivery date of 9/16/2020. 3. Quantity requested is 65 and is matching to quantity delivered. The last pending item is customer receivable confirmation. Let's assume Tom is our customer who is to acknowledge the receipt of the shipment. As you can see now, all pharma data is populated, and since required conditions are met, blockchain smart contract is executed, and money is debited from the customer account and credited into the supplier account automatically. This concludes the blockchain demonstration, including integrations with Oracle SCM Cloud, Transportation Management, Global Trade Management, and Cloud Label Service. For more information, please contact sales@gaeaglobal.com. Thank you for watching.